Welcome back to Straight Talk. I'm Laurel Porter. Welcome once again to my guest, Oregon's Speaker of the House, Democrat Tina Kotek. Thanks again for being here.
Sure thing.
I want to start with something that is a little thorny issue that started out the session. It was kind of a tough mood, a lot of tension in the beginning of the session over the sexual harassment allegations and an investigation. And in an unprecedented move, the legislature agreed to pay more than $1.3 million to resolve complaints by 8 different women who worked at the Capitol. Some of these allegations were involving former state senator Jeff Cruz. I talked to one of those women, an intern who worked for Cruz, Annie Montgomery, in early January, just before the settlement. And here's what she said about how she and others were treated, and she felt like lawmakers knew what was happening. Let's listen to what she said.
It was clear that everyone knew about it. I don't know how they didn't know about it. I mean, when he was taken off his committees for smoking in his office, but they, it's like when they put 2 young women in his office, it's like having a big alligator that's in a swamp, and I felt like we were just live chickens they were chucking in. It was, no one cared. And then once we were there, no one checked in on us.
That had to be hard to hear about how she felt and what happened. The Bureau of Labor and Industries investigation signaled out you and Senator Peter Courtney for failing to take immediate and appropriate action to address the harassment. Do you feel like you did enough to stop what Annie was talking about?
I thought I did. I thought we were doing what we needed to do, and clearly we weren't. That's not okay. It's not okay for anybody who works in the Capitol to feel unsafe or unlistened to. And the upside of all this, and this has been really hard for all of us to hear it, not just myself, but the Senate President, that we weren't doing a good enough job. The good thing is we listened, we heard it, and now we're going to have some of the nation's leading protocols on these issues in our Capitol.
Are you confident with some of the things that you've done to change this, that we won't see a repeat of the kinds of experiences that some of these women had?
Our goal is to avoid these situations from ever happening. And things will go wrong. I mean, it's a big place, so things could happen. But our goal is to say, let's do better training. We're going to do climate surveys. We have more confidential processes now. And everybody who comes in the building will have different ways to file complaints. Before, you had to actually be an employee before you could say anything, which clearly even wasn't working. But if you're a visitor or a lobbyist or someone who's volunteering, what's the protocol for you being able to say confidentially there's a problem? I feel confident that the new processes are going to protect people. We'll be able to respond. We'll be able to see patterns. I think the challenge with Senator Cruz was, I don't think we had a good idea of how many individuals were involved. That's not going to happen again. We will be able to share information differently, confidentially, and be able to address patterns like Senator Cruz. We didn't have any of those tools in place before, but now we do. And we're going to have an equity office who will be independent from legislators, who will be keeping on track and on top of these things. It really is a model program that other legislatures should step up and try to emulate.
Some other inappropriate behavior on an unrelated note really involved Senator Brian Boquist and some perceived threats that he made to state police when they were tasked with bringing back the Republicans. Are you satisfied with the action the legislature is taking regarding Boquist's comments?
Well, they took preliminary action about the ability to keep people safe in the building when he is there. There is still an ongoing investigation. We have to follow the whole process through. That investigation will be complete. They will come back to the Conduct Committee and make recommendations. Right now, I need Senator Boquist to, keep to the recommendations that are in place now. Give notice when he's in the building, so people can feel safe. People don't feel safe with him in the building.
A few more things I want to get to. We just have a few minutes, but big items. Family leave, another last-minute bill that passed, one I know you're proud of. It's taken years of work, paid family medical leave, only the 8th state in the country to do this. How big of a deal is this?
It's a really big deal. It will be one of the best paid family medical leave insurance programs in the country. The best wage replacement. If you're a low-wage worker, you'll be actually able to take some time off, maybe up to 12 weeks to take care of yourself or a family member or a young child. It's a really big deal.
When does it start?
January 1, 2023 will be the first time the benefits will be available.
Who pays for it?
Employers and employees. It'll be a shared pay-in for the program, and I can't say enough about the extensive nature of that benefit. People are going to they really need it.
This is something I've watched for a long time because this bill has gone down to defeat in a couple different sessions. The diesel truck regulations. I live in Multnomah County, concerned about the air. We have some of the dirtiest diesel air in the country. And finally, you passed a bill with that last minute flurry of bills. It only applies, though, to the 3 counties in the Portland metro area. House Bill 2007 means truck owners will have to replace older diesel engines by 2025. It's great, but why just the 3 counties and why so long? That's still more than 5 years away.
That's a really good question why it took so long. We prioritized it this session. We said this is a session, it's going to happen. We also wanted to make use of those Volkswagen settlement dollars in a really proactive way. The Timber Unity demonstrations were a little bit about House Bill 2007. People were worried about their trucks. To get it done, we focused on where the situation was worse, which is the metro area, and put the money there. We're also going to have clean contracting rules. If we're spending public money to work on highway infrastructure here, they're going to have to use cleaner engines. So we're going to start with Portland and hopefully go statewide eventually.
Any chance of moving up the timeline? I mean, waiting 6 years for that to happen seems like an awful long time.
I think we're going to dangle as many carrots as we can to get there quicker. And we can do that with the dollars. Maybe have, if you do it quicker, you get a better incentive than if you wait. We're going to work on that.
Okay, we only have about a minute left, but I have to ask you about your future. You're Speaker of the House through the next session, but then will you run again in 2021?
You know, I usually don't make that decision till the end of, closer to the filing deadline. I'm still recovering from this session, but I love my job. I love what we're able to do for the state, and I don't know, we'll see. There's always things that I want to do next, so we'll see.
Okay, I've heard people say that they think you're going to be the next governor. So when Kate Brown's term is up, are you interested at all in being governor?
Well, that's very flattering. My bread and butter is what we do at the legislative level. So we'll see. We'll see.
So you're not ruling it out.
I'm not ruling it out, but
you
my goal right now is to weed my lawn, take care of my dogs, and clean the moss off my roof. That's my goal right now.
Well, you deserve a break for sure. Thank you for joining us here on Straight Talk. A pleasure. I hope you come back again soon.
I will. Thank you. Thanks.
And join me next week when my guest is the chairman of the Oregon Republican Party, Bill Currier. He'll give us his take on the legislative session and the future of the Oregon Republican Party. Thank you for joining us on Straight Talk. We'll see you next week. Have a great week.
Well, that should be